somebody buy this car so I don't have to buy it, because I would love to own this car. Hey guys, it's Glenn from Glenn's Car Collection, and today we're at Montclair Acura in Verona, New Jersey, driving one of my favorite cars, the Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio. Now this is the big boy. This is with the horsepower and the essentially the Ferrari California engine, the 2.9 liter turbocharged V6. So it's basically a V8 California turbocharged engine, basically, not exactly, with 2 cylinders lopped off. I drove this out in California in Car Week in 2019. I didn't get the chance to make a video of it. I was at an Alfa event, and this was one of my favorite cars I ever drove. I was considering an F80 M3 at the time. I wound out with an M340iX drive, but I think I really should have bought this car. This is the perfect color for it, the red. And I had a great time in sunny California driving this car on the Pacific Coast Highway. It was a blast. I hit some triple-digit speeds. Unfortunately, we're at a rainy day here in New Jersey in the spring, so let's see if the car brings up the same kind of memories. It's rear drive only, comes with sticky tires. Now, it's not even a dual clutch. It's actually an 8-speed automatic. This one has steel brakes, but what's tricky about this car, it is drive-by-wire. All right, so now let's start the car up. There we go. We're gonna put it in, I don't have my seatbelt on. I always forget that. Braking detected. I hope not, because I actually have the key right here. So you have this cool key with the Alfa Romeo insignia on it, same as the steering wheel. See, those match. And then nice thick key. You have the remote start button. Here's all your steering wheel controls. Now they did update, I think, this interface for 2020, but it's not bad. It really isn't. This, I believe, is a 2018. But it is an amazing car to drive. So let's see if it's as good in New Jersey as it was in California. Let's close the door. You have the optional stereo here. So we have over 500 horsepower, an 8-speed ZF transmission that does a pretty good imitation of a dual clutch. And we're driving in race mode, so we have no traction control or stability control. But it makes the exhaust so much louder, and is definitely the way you want to drive this. Of course, we're stuck behind a bus. It's a rainy New Jersey spring day. It was sunny when I drove to the dealership, and when we got here, it was not so sunny. Now, this will convince you of dual clutch. I'm a big proponent of these 8-speed ZF automatic transmissions, because it is much smoother around town, and they shift so fast now, they almost shift as fast as dual clutch. All right. Wow. Now, I drove one of these in Car Week 2019 in Monterey. I went to the Mecum auction. They had an Alfa Romeo booth. They're like, hey, do you want to drive the Giulia and Stelvio Quadrifoglio with over 500 horsepower and the twin turbo 2.9. I'm like, yes, sign me up. So they actually had it at a winery. You can have wine and cheese and all this food. Obviously, you had to drive first before you started drinking wine. And it was magical driving it on Monterey roads. And now that I'm back in Jersey, whoops, brakes work. Now the brakes are brake-by-wire, so they do take a little bit of getting used to. So it seems like you're driving a race car. All right, let's accelerate. Now this is in auto mode, so let's see. It actually shifts pretty quick. Nice and smooth. Some first gear acceleration. While we're in second gear right now, it upshifted for me. Wow. You do need some traction on these wet roads. Wow. Now this is way more race car. If you have an F80 M3, this is a level, I'd say, race car above that. Way more raw experience. So if you're looking for raw, this may be your best bet. Wow, so it really accelerates. I gotta hold my headgear because this car could pull so many G's on the turn. The handling is great because it's a rear drive car. So no all-wheel drive here. In Europe, you can get this in a manual transmission. It's not in a manual transmission here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Is this a car you would buy, even though you can't get a manual transmission? It's a car I would buy. It sounds freaking amazing. I feel like I'm driving a Ferrari. So this car has a lot of soul, and I think that's really the point of this car. You know, if you think BMW lost its way, now downshifted for me automatically. Wow. If you think BMW lost its way, there's an E92 M3. Hello. He didn't look twice at me. If you think BMW has lost its way, this may be a good car to check out. They're very expensive new, and I can tell you they have a terrible lease. I looked into it, and they had like, I don't know what it was. It was over $1,000 a month, way more than that, and it was only like 5,000 miles a year. So this is probably better used as a weekend sports car than as a daily driver, but it is a fun car nonetheless. Oh yeah, wow. So the ride's going to be a little on the stiff side, of course. You can play around with the dampers. I have the active dampers on. I'm sure I could put it in comfort mode, give up a little bit of the handling, and then that would give us a much smoother ride. So I'm driving in automatic mode that I could override with the paddles, but it seems to be pretty telepathic where it's downshifting for me when I need to, when I'm going up those hills. So I do really, really like that. All right, so let's drive it in auto mode. We can still override it with the paddles. Great handling. Downshift to second. Wow, listen to those noises. Wow. Yeah, this car is fast. Listen to this downshift here. Now, the paddles here, unlike most cars, like the AMGs I had, it's actually affixed to the steering column, not to the steering wheel itself. So the paddles have to be big because you got to be able to grab them. All right, so now we're down in second gear. It's a real quick steering rack. You could really change directions with this car so fast. Wow. Now gas mileage probably isn't that great. That's why it's giving us a low fuel warning, and we still have a quarter tank left. I don't think I've ever seen a low fuel warning with a quarter of a tank still left. Yeah, this is fun. Wow. And this beautiful color, I would get it just like this. So this car is for sale. You can go to DCH Montclair Acura in Verona, New Jersey right now and buy this car. Don't cut the turn, my friend. So if this car is for sale, somebody buy this car so I don't have to buy it, because I would love to own this car. All right, so now we're going to be in manual mode. So now we have to shift into third. So what's cool about this is we can make those amazing noises anytime we want. Wow, this is fun. Get in trouble with this car. Hey, you want a Ferrari? That's your dream car? Well, guess what? You can get one of these new for a little over 100 grand, or you can get a used like this in the 50s, and their cars are already depreciated. It's only got 10,000 miles. Wow, this is a bargain that you can get this car under 60 grand. I say do it. This transmission is good. It is good enough. It's better than good enough. In fact, I'd say I like this more than a lot of dual clutches. Wow. Had to switch hands there. Oh yeah, this is really good. Now look at this. This is a Psychic, and it has a Porsche Carrera and an M5. Guess that's a pretty good Psychic if they could drive both of those cars. All right, guys. Special thanks again to Montclair Acura in Verona, New Jersey for providing me with these great cars. If you're watching the video now, you should be a subscriber and hit that notification bell. The more subscribers I can get, guys, the better cars dealers are going to give me to review. We get enough subscribers that we can get press cars. We'll have a new car every week. So smash that like button. always comment on every video. Liking and comment every video and how you can help me also. There's another Alfa Romeo Giulia. Oh, that was a Stelvio. Commenting every video and liking it really helps me in the rankings and grows my subscribers. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.